insight video today. I've been talking about source energy for quite a while now. I've been talking about source energy, source vibration, universal laws, and like the eternal moment and oneness, and how source is our essence and how we connect to it, and how it's our vibration, it's our frequency of creation, of manifestation. And I feel like over the last sort of like few months, there's been like an expansion of consciousness, an expansion of awareness related to this. And it's like, well, how, what is the process to this, or how does it develop, and how does the wisdom start to integrate, and how does the wisdom start to unify with your energy. And it's like it's a shift in consciousness, and consciousness again is just a direct reflection of vibration and frequency. Consciousness is it connects to vibration and frequency, because vibration and frequency is your energy, your essence, it's your source vibration. And when you understand, when you start to see that everything is vibration, everything is frequency, which is again the fifth dimension and the universal law of perpetual transmutation. Transmutation is sort of like this, going from one state of being to another, and it relates to consciousness as well. Consciousness is this shifting of states of being, and states of being open up different awareness and different sort of understanding, because every state of being brings a new reality, it brings a new way of sort of like seeing and creating and manifesting. So source energy, source creation. I was sort of like getting into the energy yesterday and over the weekend, and it's very much around sort of like they were talking about this concept of flow. And flow is like the next stage of when you start to sort of like go into universal correspondence, and you understand, and you start to like connect to your essence, and you connect to your source creator, and you connect to the oneness, the eternal moment, and you connect to the source vibration. And you start to realize that flow is an aspect of that. And flow, how I'm defining flow is the source energy, the infinite source vibration and source energy and the essence, and how this flows within your consciousness and within your vibration constantly. So it's always there, it's always accessible. And this is what I mean by flow. The flow is like the next stage of where you start to become aligned with it, and you become an open channel, so that this source energy is always with you, and it's always sort of like vibrating, it's always sort of accessible, it's always, and this connects to the universal law of oneness, and it also connects to the universal law of vibration and frequency. The fact that the law of attraction, the fact that you're attracting new states of awareness, new states of being, new states of consciousness, and these are all part of flow. It's the source energy opening up, the source energy vibration and frequency opening up in your energy, so you start to be consciously aware on different states of being and different states of awareness. So states of being are very much around shifting consciousness, shifting awareness, shifting understanding, shifting how you apply the wisdom of the teachings of universal law, of source energy, of essence, of vibration, of frequency. And all of these things are working in pure union, pure unity within our energy fields, within our energy centers. And when we connect to the universal law of correspondence, which is the starting point, which is the key of consciousness that opens the door to your source energy and your source essence, that you are a creator, you are a co-creator within your own reality, within your own vibration, your frequency. You start to realize then that there's a source energy that flows, flows into all things. This infinite flow, which is the infinity symbol of the horizontal eight that flows like this. And it's very much around that. It's the understanding that this energy is always accessible, it's always available. The only thing that stops it being accessible is when we become sort of connected to the 3D blueprint. It's only accessible through the 5D blueprint, which is the energetic level of creation and awareness. It's not really necessarily accessible through 3D, because 3D is you're seeing the external world as a true reality, when it's actually that's only the blueprint of what's being created on your inner reality. And this is what the universal law of correspondence teaches us. It teaches us that we are a mirror, and whatever's happening on the inner world is then reflected into the external world. And the only way to really to tap into this infinite flow, the infinite sort of flow of source energy, is through the inner world and the 5D reality of the energetic world. And this is where source lives, and this is where source creation is manifested, is born from, and this is where our consciousness shifts and changes. Everything is vibration. When I'm truly sort of connected and I'm truly aligned, it's through my vibration. I feel this frequency, this aliveness, this vibration, this light. I become this light, this frequency, and that's your source. You're feeling your essence, and this is why flow is important as well, because it's the next stage of where you start to sort of like evolution for you, as like in your spiritual journey. That once you start to understand that you are this essence, this source vibration, this source frequency, this source creator, then you can start to then in the eternal moment access this eternal flow of infinite energy that's always accessible and is always available for you to create, manifest and change and shift. And this is what this time's about, and this is why I think they're talking about flow in this way, is to give us this understanding that this energy is always with you. It's your source creator, your source vibration is always accessible, but it's just a shift in consciousness. It's a shift in a state of being that we start to then live on the fifth dimensional plane of perpetual transmutation on energy, seeing that all things are energy, all things are vibrations, all things are frequencies. And it's starting to then, this is where you create your reality from. This is that source creator, that source energy, that source vibration. So all things that externally are happening, although they happen, we're being told to go into our inner creator, the universal law of correspondence, and to connect to our essence, because from our essence we can dissolve, create and manifest new realities and new reality, so that whatever's been created or whatever's been impacted us from the 3D blueprint, which is the external one, all we have to do is go within and connect to our essence and then create a new reality. And when we create new reality, then that dissolves the 3D blueprint or whatever's creating disharmony in our lives, to create a new vibration, a new frequency. And when we do that, then we're co-creating with our source, our essence. We're also opening up to the infinite flow of source energy, source vibration, source creation, and through that we're then entered into the teachings of Saint Germain, which talks about transmutation and the violet flame that dissolves things. This is what we're talking about. It's also part of, like, when you talk about the ascended master of Lord Lanto, when it talks about illumination. Illumination is one, being in the vibration, being in your essence, your source vibration, source creation, source frequency. But it's also, illumination is a shifting in consciousness, it's a shifting in awareness, it's a shifting in wisdom, that we start to realize that as these illuminated beings with essence and source in our essence and our source creation and our source vibration, that we are the creators. We co-create with this infinite source energy that we're all born with, which is our essence, and we can shift and change reality and move past reality and create a different sort of reality in the 3D blueprint. We're not sort of like stuck, or we're not sort of like dictated to by the 3D reality. The 3D reality blueprint is only a state of consciousness, a state of being. And when we shift to the fifth dimension, which is a higher state of being, where it's the energetic state level of consciousness and state of being, we understand then that our source creators can be accessed from there. And when we access our source creator, then we create new vibrations and frequencies, but we create them from our own essence. And so we shift and change the 3D reality into a 5D reality. And this is what this whole sort of conscious shift is about. It's about creating from your 5D reality and then creating your 5D reality, mirroring it into the 3D blueprint. So you would create from your 5D blueprint of your source creator, your source reality, on energy and vibration and frequency. And then what you do is, when you create that, then the 3D reality, which is an external reality, becomes aligned with the 5D reality, and you create a 5D blueprint within your reality, within your experience, within your lives. And this is what it's about. It's about this is where frequency and vibration come in. Because when you shift up to higher vibrations and frequencies, then the external reality then aligns with that. So then you walk, although everything is a 3D reality, um, like physically, like the things that you can touch. Beyond that is the universal law of perpetual transmutation, perpetual transmutation. Um, and that's where you create. That's the energetic level, and that's where we want to create. That's where we want to create from. That's where we want to manifest from. But we also want to create it within our external reality. So what you start to do is go beyond that 3D blueprint, and you connect to the essence of things, the essence of creation, of vibration and frequency, beyond the 3D reality. So everything that you create, you go past the physical, and you start to create a 5D reality in your lives, in your reality, in your experience. And this is what source creation brings, and this is what source vibration brings. And this is why it's important, and it's essential to connect to your source creator, but then to connect to the flow of the universe. Because when you connect to the flow of the universe, you become an open channel to the 5D blueprint and the 5D reality, and you start to see all things as 5D blueprint and 5D reality. So you go beyond the 3D blueprint of the physical, and you go to the energetic world, and you see all reality as energy, vibration and frequency. And you also have the understanding and the wisdom that you can create from there. You can shift, manifest and dissolve. So in all 3D reality, doesn't affect you anymore, because you're coming from a place where you create your reality. So you come from a place where the 3D reality isn't true reality. What reality you're creating comes from your own source creator, from your own essence. And this is the next shift. This is the next shift in awareness, and the next shift of state of being, as we move into a more spiritual way of living, and a more spiritual way of reality of being, and a new evolution of spiritual vision for the planet, but for ourselves as well. That's the insight for today.